Welcome back, everybody. It is the Working Brother back at you with another talk. Yet again, we've got John Woo, aka the Mastermind. John, thank you for sticking around. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed
Glad
that
to be
first
here.
part.
I'm
Excellent.
enjoying the conversation. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. I'm looking forward to that special that we're going to do about your trip to Athos.
Yeah.
We talked about a couple of little details about weird subjects, but one of the subjects that I want to get into is this concert that I went to. What's your take? We touched on the subject of good and bad music, and would you classify any genre of music, like rock or like rap or like techno? Can any of them by default be evil, or
Well, listen,
is it more than that?
music is one of the most powerful things in life. It can change our moods really, really fast. It can make you angry. You could be listening into a gangster song, rap gangster song in the car, and all of a sudden you're feeling that vibe. You know what I mean? Like you're
Like
top.
wanting to do a drive-by type of thing. By the way, we don't
Yeah.
condone drive-bys. Also, disclaimer: this is a comedy show. This is a comedy show. Nothing we say or do here has anything
Yeah.
to do with reality. Yeah.
I mean, when I do listen to the song of MC8, music to drive by, and there is a song about drive by, I actually feel like I need to do a drive by.
You're like, where does that guy live? I remember that one guy. Everybody has a list,
Yeah. So all the music, old music has
A
has an
mood.
effect. It has an effect on us. And also in the Bible, the one who was in charge of music in heaven was Lucifer. I don't know if you know that.
No, I
So
didn't.
yeah, he was in charge of the music in heaven. So it says it in the Old Testament. So he's an expert into how to manipulate music. That's why many artists that you have people like Beyonce and Eminem and many other artists that they say that they have a second name for the spirit that takes over when they write. For example, Beyonce is called Sasha something, or is it Rihanna? I don't know who, but they all have a second name of the personality that takes over, that brings them inspiration, brings them the lyrics and the inspiration in what type of music to write. So they're answering themselves. Is music evil? It depends what's the source of inspiration. And I'll tell you my experience in it. When I wrote my first two albums when I was a kid, I was writing a lot of evil stuff, yeah? But I didn't know they were coming to me very easily into my brain, into my heart, and I had the ability to write a whole song in my brain without even writing it down with a pen. So I could be sitting somewhere, I could freestyle something that came supposedly on top of my head, and I will remember it forever. And I could go to the studio, record two verses and a chorus, but I never wrote it down. And I was thinking, wow, I have the skill to remember verses by heart, write them really fast. So sky is the limit. You know what I mean? I can write songs all the time. As soon as I decided to write the spiritual songs about my experiences with God, I could write nothing. Each song will take 6 months to a year to write the music, to try this, to try that. I was like, why is it so hard to try and write lyrics about the truth? And it takes a year. And when I want to write something stupid, it happens in half an hour. And realizing later that God and the devil do exist, I could understand where the source of inspiration was coming from. And having that knowledge now, and I have so many rappers coming to my studio to record, and I hear their lyrics, I know who gave it to them. Yeah. I know where they got their skills from.
Who?
Because if you sit down and think about it, it's like, yo, who gave you these lyrics? What are you talking about? You don't have guns. You don't have, I don't want to say the word, all these women that you're talking about. You don't have the money that you talk about. Where is all that stuff? Why did you write it? And they're like, and they become successful and they have thousands of followers saying something that is not real. They had the inspiration to write it in half an hour, 1 hour. And then And then I tell them, yo, let's make a collaboration where we're talking about good stuff, you know? They
Yeah.
never come back. They never can write. They cannot write that stuff. You know what I mean?
I'm
And
down to do a collaboration whenever you want to write anything about good stuff. Seriously.
yeah,
And
mix the
and
rhyme, bro.
you, me, and Dice, we'll do
Yeah,
something. Seriously,
yeah, yeah,
I want to get him on the show too.
yeah.
Cause like he could give schooling
He's
to
my
some of the
best.
Serbian topics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's my best friend from Serbia, and he's my kum. Yeah,
He's your coom as
uh,
well. No way.
yeah.
I
He's
didn't
my
know.
kum. I was best man in his wedding,
Nice.
and that's how I met my wife. I wed my wife at his when I came there to become the best man in the wedding. That's where I got introduced to my future wife, which that is also from Serbia.
Nice.
Uh,
I was gonna bring that up because, as you I'm sure know, it's that time of month where Serbia got bombed a long time ago. So I like to
yeah,
do this from time to time, just a little
yeah,
never forget that it wasn't
yeah,
invisible. Um, and I wanted to get your take on maybe just like a brief, because I know you're in a hurry. So let's get like your brief take on being married to a Serbian wife and being from Cyprus, so having like a touch with this like losing territory thing. How do you feel
yeah.
about what happened to Yugoslavia and then Serbia, and what's happening now in Ukraine? Like this, like I know that's a very loaded question that we can spend 2 hours discussing, but like
Well,
give us a
listen,
little bit of your take.
the politicians in all countries are just pawns. You know that they take orders. If they take the order that now we need to destroy this country and we need to cut it into pieces, make sure you make the right moves towards that goal. And with the CIA in America always doing operations where they are, like dressing people with the uniforms or other nations and going to make what are they called, black flag? What is
False
it
flag
called?
events. False flag.
False, yeah,
False
yeah,
flag.
yeah. False
Yeah.
flag events. They're happening all the time. And they always destroy countries according to their agenda. They always have the fake news to blame the country that might had nothing to do with anything, and turn things around. For example, here in Cyprus, you know how small Cyprus is. We're like 600,000 people, like a small village or a small town. And you got Turkey next to us, which is 80 million people. And as soon as we wanted to bring in Cyprus the S-300 missiles, the news all over the world was like Cyprus is getting ready to attack Turkey.
because
They
everybody
should be
knows
for
because everybody knows
they,
that air defense is used for attacking. Everybody knows
yeah,
that, especially when it's Russian. You know.
yeah. So they did not allow a village to get S-300s to protect themselves from 80 million. But when Turkey wanted the S-400, they got it. That's basically that explains the world we're living in.
Yeah.
They have an agenda, and if they want to say that a small ant is about to attack America, you have to believe it. And the people believe that, so it's ridiculous. And they did the same game to Serbians. They did the same game with the Russians. Now, you got Nazis in Ukraine attacking the Russians for like 8 years, and then Russia saying enough, and you're not going to you're not going to come to my borders and do whatever they want. So Russia is the evil one. America has surrounded, like with Taiwan right now. I was watching the news yesterday. America sent, America supports Taiwan. So they want the Chinese to fight the Chinese. They want the Orthodox Christians of Ukraine to get slaughtered by the Orthodox Christians of Russia. And the
Yeah.
people are so stupid to say, why do we let these guys do this to our countries? Now there is a change happening globally. You can see that the BRICS, they're trying to change that. America is losing its power. It's panicking. And it's like a spoiled child. Oh, I'm losing my power. Now I need to blow up the whole planet. I need to make everybody die, make everybody fight with everybody, destroy the whole world. nuke each other, throw nukes because we're losing our number one position. I mean, grow up, man. What are you, five? Like, what are we talking about? What are we doing on this planet? You know what I mean? Are we really going to let these people, run the show? And, behind them, there's another party running the show. I don't even want to get into that
Yeah,
because America is
they're
also,
not people. Yeah.
yeah, a specific nation that I don't want to bring up. Behind America, America is just the front.
Oh, you
And they're
mean
using,
you mean the unsinkable aircraft carrier? um,
uh, uh,
the oldest democracy in the Middle East.
yeah. Basically, they're using countries like clothes. Now we're going to use
Mhm.
England for this. Now England became weak. We're going to use America. Now China
Yeah.
is getting more powerful. Now we're going to spit out America, destroy it, let it get destroyed. And now we're moving to the east. We're going for India and China. So basically, they're always running under everything. They own everything. They own
Hmm.
Hollywood. They own the record label. They own all aspects of our life. They own the pharmaceuticals. The guy who was convincing the whole world to get that's now killing people. Uh,
Fauci. Yeah.
no, not Faul, Burla or whatever his name is, the owner of the CEO of Pfizer. They all come
Oh
from the
yeah,
same.
yeah.
Yeah, they all come from the same nation. They change their
Hmm.
their surnames to sound
Nation.
local. Yeah, yeah.
Nation.
They
Like
they
like
they
Northern Turkish Republic is a nation.
yeah. You
That's
got
about.
you got Greece now. Greece, the whole political scene are not even Greeks. They changed their surnames, and people believe that they're Greeks. And they're doing everything that could destroy Greece, everything that could destroy the economy, everything that could kill them, and they're voting for them. And I'm like, and you know what? I don't know if they're actually voting for them because there is a company that runs the voting in many countries, and it comes from the same nation that we're talking about. So we live in the dreamlike state that we're living in democracies. We are voting. The results are real. Man, how stupid are you? Do a research.
I
Who owns
have
the company that's doing the counting? Who
I have
owns
a
the
GIF.
media?
I have a GIF just for that. Look, keep calm and wait for Russians. um,
Yeah,
Seriously speaking, your background is Chinese, as we discussed in the last episode. And
yeah.
how do you feel about Xi Jinping and the Chinese state, and generally, like, what's projected in the media about what China is, and what, like, have you been to China recently? What's the reality that you know from people there, or so on and so forth? Like, is it as evil and as
No.
Big Brother as they say it is?
Listen, my father was there. He came back like a few weeks ago from China.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Hong Kong and China, but it's been a while for me to go back. I have my relatives there, my cousins, and uh, they said that nothing is how they present it in Europe. Everybody's living free. Maybe in some new cities, they're trying some new systems. That might be true. I don't know. But none of my relatives there have experienced any of this. All the scenes we see in Europe, in America, and about China, it's most of them are like 90% lies. Maybe some truth to it. Like there is, of course, control and all that. But it's not like the police state that they make it show like you're not allowed to cross the street or you get points, you get penalties, you cannot use the bath. There's none of that happening. But at the same time, because I'm also studying my Bible and all that, you should know that the last war that will happen on earth before the end will be when
Mm-hmm.
China tries to take over the world. So I'm not saying they're good. They're just waiting, you know? They're just
Mm-hmm.
waiting for their turn. And then in those days, we might miss America and say, oh,
But do you think that how should I say this? Do you think that China and Russia are going to be on the same side at that
no.
point, or do you think it's going to be China against the world at that
I will
point?
tell you something interesting. These are all the information I have gathered from ancient Orthodox prophecies and sayings. Yeah, I have books here talking about what's happening today, and those books were written 1,300 years ago. And I have all the prophecies because I believe in God. I believe in the saints. I believe in the people that he gave them an insight into the future. And if you combine all those people, all those holy people, that each one lived 200 years after or before the next one. So you understand that the source of inspiration is divine because nobody could give all that information in pieces, and then you connect all these pieces today, and it's the world we're living in. Yeah, it's a little bit similar to the Old Testament when God sent prophets, and to each prophet he gave a glimpse into the life of the Messiah that is supposed to come in the future. And then if you combine all the prophets, the ancient prophets of the Old Testament, you have the life of Jesus. One prophet said he will be betrayed for 30 coins. Another prophet 200 years later said they're going to torture him and create wounds on his back. And with those wounds, he will save the world, whoever believes. And then you have another one saying that they're going to take his clothes after his death, and they're going to play a game of dividing his clothes and putting bets on who's going to get who. So you realize that different people, 200-300 years difference with the other person, gave us a piece of the puzzle. And then when you put all the pieces of the puzzle, you have the life of Christ. So you realize the source is divine. No human could create that. You know what I mean? In the same way, after the New Testament, from then until today, God did send prophets. They exist in Orthodox. Other nations don't have these things, so it might sound weird to them to hear that we have such people, in our religion. So when you connect all those prophets today, they talk about the war between Russia and 18 nations. They said that like more than 1,000 years ago. And
Wait, you said Russia and 18 nations?
yeah, there's going
No
to be
way.
18 nations attacking Russia. We have a prophecy that says that the first fight between the 18 nations and Russia will happen above the Black Sea. And Russia is going to defeat them, is going to crush them. Yeah. So we're talking about NATO attacking Russia above the Black Sea and Russia defeating them. And there is all the details of what we're going to do, what we're going to go through. We know what's going to happen with World War III. We know as Orthodox Christians who's going to fight with who. We know about the food shortages and the countries that are going to be safe and the countries that are going to have real
The
problems.
Shia Muslims are on our side, right?
Muslims on our side?
The Shiite Muslims, the like Iranian Muslims.
I don't know about that. I don't know that detail that you're talking about. I'm talking about the general picture of like a little summary of what's coming. We know they're going to. We know that they're going to attack Iran. It's called Persia in the prophecies because the name changed later.
Yeah.
And we also know from the prophecies, this you should remember, yeah, that China and Russia will be together, but then China is gonna sell out on Russia in exchange for Siberia. So the Chinese are gonna betray Russia according to the Orthodox prophecies and go with the rest of the nations, and Russia will be defeated. That's how Russia will be defeated, when they're all against Russia in exchange for some I don't know, land and money and power. So Russia will be defeated, but the prophecy says that the winners, yeah, will not be able to call themselves winners, because with the weapons that are going to be used, whole cities will be turned into. There is a specific word in the prophecies called Parangupolis, like cities made out of hats. Like there's going to be nothing left. So what kind of victory is that? You know what I mean? And it's also interesting that it says that the people who are going to be behind the scenes are going to hide deep inside the earth in their safety, and let the world burn. But what they do not know is that the Almighty will turn those bankers that they're living into their tombs, so they will never be able to come out. There's going to be such events, maybe earthquakes or things. So Mark Zuckerberg, who recently has been promoting his new bunker,
Yeah.
yeah, that's his tomb, bro. He's going to be buried in there. He
Yeah.
thinks he's going to come out. No, he's not going to come out. He's going to die in there. And God is going to make sure that he dies in there. You know, I mean, we have all these things written. So, in a way, people don't believe this stuff. Okay, fair enough. But me as Orthodox, I know what's coming. I'm educated. I learned. I studied. I believe in God. God doesn't leave us in the blind. So I'm trying to prepare, both spiritually
I
and
think it's
both materialistically.
I think it's funny that you mention China is going to take over Siberia, because just like 2 episodes ago, I was recording with Drago, a regular guest, and we were actually talking about how, like, there's this huge conspiracy theory on the internet always that's like putting China up against Russia, and how China is always going to, like, stab Russia in the back. And now you're telling me it's actually prophecy. So
It's a prophecy.
that's very surprising. How
I
are you
didn't
doing
know
for time, by the way?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, all right. What were you gonna say? You didn't know that there was a conspiracy theory too?
I didn't know there's a conspiracy theory about that. I know that there is the prophecy that we have as Christian.
Yeah, no, there's a conspiracy online since like the first days of the special military operation. In every chat, like, people are like, "Oh, Russians are sold out. They're gonna give Siberia to the Chinese. It's gonna be populated by the Chinese." And everybody in chat is just like, "No, shut up, leave us alone." But now you're telling me it's prophecy. Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the country that doesn't exist, known as Israel, or do you want to talk and Rafah, or do you want to talk about Ramstein and burning effigies of babies? What do you want to talk about first?
Listen, the thing you talk about the concert and the burning of it goes with what we discussed before.
Yeah,
doing ceremonies and doing things that are like they do the same thing in the Bohemian Grove.
Of course. This was me at Ramstein in Belgrade, by the way, a couple of days ago. It was pretty mellow. Exclusive footage. We're gonna see the baby burning crib in a bit, but yeah, continue. I just wanted to clue in people to what we were seeing in the background. Go on.
Yeah, I'm saying it became a thing now. All the concerts are ceremonies.
Yeah.
They're ceremonies. They're doing some things, and there is a lot of there is a website I follow called Vigilant Citizen. They analyze all these concerts in great detail to explain to you why they're actually ceremonies, and you have on the screen like the devil and saying prayers in their lyrics, and I kind of avoid these kind of events. I don't want to be there. You know what I mean?
I haven't been to a long time to any concert, and these guys were like literally down the street. So I was like, okay, come on, I'll like go and see what's up. I went more phenomenology, like to see what's actually going on, to observe, like animal watching. Then I went to enjoy. You know what I mean?
Last concert I went to actually was in Belgrade. I went to Belgrade Syndicate concert.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. That was crazy nice.
That's different.
Yeah, that was positive.
yeah, definitely. Go on.
Yeah, and then moving to the other subject of the country, which what they're not. I mean, we're talking about Zionism, right? Zionism is the religion of preparing the world for the coming of the Antichrist and the one world government system. So they're running the show. I'm not saying that all the Jews in the world are bad. No, because there is a big part of them that hates the Zionists. So, and there is also this information that they're actually not even Jews. They're actually
they're going against. I don't know, like, if you want to divide them into Khazarians or not, but the point is those that are Zionists are not following the Torah, from what I understand.
Yeah, they're demon worshippers. So So basically, yeah,
He's
you can see
joking. He's joking. He doesn't mean it. It's a joke.
whatever.
Wait. I have to draw attention to this video. Watch this video. This is the stage. By the way, those are all stages in the background. And this guy here has got the three fingers, the Serbian three fingers, and he's like blessing the stage. He's like, this demon shit ain't passing by me. Also, here is the baby burning. Just for the record, like I'm not making shit up. Like they actually had an effigy of a baby, and then they burnt it.
I mean, you could see in
It's
Eurovision,
just art, man.
Russia was not allowed to participate in Eurovision, right? Because of the war. And Israel, who is slaughtering kids and babies and families right now, and they don't care. They don't care. I saw news yesterday that their secret services, their non-secret services, were caught blackmailing the president of the what is it called?
ICC,
the court?
International Criminal Court, or ICJ, International
Court. Yeah, because they run everything, man. They run everything through the money. They own the banks. They own the record labels. They own the media. They own everything. I mean, they own the governments, the politicians. They decide who is going to be voted through their fake counting, through their company that they said. So basically, we're living into a world that is getting destroyed. It could have been a paradise. We have all the technology to turn it into a paradise. We have all the technology so that everybody can have.
There's like 0.1% of the race that just needs to be like, removed from power, basically. Not even not even genocided. Oh, did you know that we're a genocidal people? Did you hear? Serbs are genocidal.
Yeah, I heard the other day, and I was laughing.
We're gonna do a genocide special sooner or later.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hilarious.
My wife was laughing about it, and we're leaving the whole Earth, the whole planet at the moment is hostage. We're hostages at the moment, and we think we're free. But I think that with what's happening, people are kind of waking up. The ones that have common sense, even people who 3-4 years.
You're saying that the apocalypse has started in the true sense of the word, the apocalypse, like the unveiling.
Basically, you got people who didn't care about conspiracy theories or religion or any of this. Now they come and they tell you, yo, I don't know about this stuff, but I feel like there is something really, really going wrong with the world. So they start to feel it. And I'm thinking, that's a good beginning, it's a good feeling. You're thinking that something is off with the planet. You got people who are running around barking and they say, I identify as a dog. You got people who dress like babies and they say, I want to be treated like an infant. You got people who are men and they want to participate.
They, them, man. They, them. That's it. You covered it. When we discussed they, them before, like you covered it. It's like just the demons inside them.
Yeah, so people started to realize, like, what's happening to this world? I disagree with that. And by disagreeing with that and listening to what information exists, they themselves, there's a lot of people coming to me and they say, yo, can you tell me about God? Can you tell me about what I have to do? I feel that there is something wrong, and I feel like a certain discomfort, So you got many people turning to God because the devil doesn't hide anymore. You know what I mean? All these, they say the biggest secret of the devil, the biggest success of the devil is to convince people he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Well, now he's coming out in the open. It's coming out on your TV. It's coming out in Eurovision. It's coming out on, there is people in Cyprus drinking an energy drink called Hell. I don't know if you have it in your country.
Yeah, I think it exists here too.
Yeah, so they're drinking Hell,
And it's cool, man. Eurovision. It's cool, man. You don't get it. It's just, man. Like you're man, just not. You're just too old. You're too old. You don't get it.
Yeah, man. You're drinking Hell. You're watching a satanic ceremony on your TV with your children. All your favorite artists are saying, I sold my soul to the devil and look what I got. They keep flashing money in the camera. Yeah. I mean, what else do you need to realize that? And it's going to get even worse. And it's going to get even worse.
The Rammstein concert was not any kind of ritual. The guy just came because he wanted to go to the dentist. You see here, 2 days ago, he wanted to go to the
Yeah,
dentist. He went to the dentist in Serbia. It's just coincidence that they did like a baby burning ritual. It has
yeah,
nothing to do with Satanism. You're like a conspiracy theorist, and we all know
yeah,
that conspiracy theorists are crazy.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm for the mental hospital.
I know, man. Basically, anybody who has common sense these days is for the mental hospital. This was sent in by a subscriber. I believe it was Citizen 1001.
Yeah,
North of the Rafah crossing along the Philadelphia corridor, April 2024, and then May 2024.
yeah.
Um, you know about the Rafah, All Eyes on Rafah post on Instagram. I'm sure you've shared this, yeah?
I've
Um,
seen it. Yeah,
Yeah. One of the channels that I follow on Telegram, by the way, if you're not on Telegram, you should get on there. It's extremely useful. Um, Fearless John, European dissident, made this little post about all eyes on Rafah. And he said that Palestine is not named, Zionism is not named. It conveys urgency and awareness without naming the historical actors that have produced this genocide. This is
yeah.
the reason this AI generated image has gone viral today. It is something liberals can feel comfortable sharing. No blood, no burnt children, suitable for all audiences, and not suspicious of anti-Semitism.
Yeah,
How do you feel about this statement?
yeah. It's like that. I saw a video yesterday. I don't know who it was. It was like a Israeli politician saying that we have to eliminate. I don't. I mean, he said that on TV on an interview. He goes, we have to eliminate everyone. The children, the mothers, the families. We need to leave not even one of them because those are the kids that grow up to create problems in the future. So none of them should be left alive. And I'm like,
Man, you're
I
talking
mean,
about Israeli politicians. This is Nikki Haley, former ambassador of the U.S. to the UN, signing a bomb that's going to be used to like shoot at Rafah, and she's actually signing finish them. Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
like she's signing
But
finish them.
you see, this is what I'm saying that the devil is coming out. Not just the devil, but also these people who are running the show are coming out showing us that your life doesn't matter. We're gonna eliminate you if you and this is making people wake up. You know what I mean? You have more people waking up now because they're making it obvious. They're not hiding anymore. If they're not
Which
hiding
is
anymore and you still don't get it, then you're stupid. You know what I mean?
That's true. Um, I've got some other memes here. Let's see if I should put this up. Oh, how do you feel about electric vehicles? Considering this bit of news has recently come out, EMF
Yeah.
radiation test shows sitting in an electric car is like standing near a running microwave for the people listening. Tell me, how do you feel about electric cars in general?
I posted a video a couple of months ago. It shows a charging station for electric vehicles,
Hmm.
and it looks. I don't know if you've seen it. It looks all green and beautiful, and the images behind is like nature. And there is a wire going behind everything, and somebody followed the wire, and it was leading into a petrol generator. And
Of
I can find
course.
it and send it to you. I can find it and
Of
send it to you. It's real. It's not like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
real.
yeah. It's not imagined. Yeah, yeah. No, we've all seen it. Even like the Tesla car next to the side of the road with like, a little power generator on gasoline.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe that yeah. I saw an analysis of what needs to be sacrificed in nature to build an electric vehicle, and and the damage that they do to build that one electric vehicle is ridiculous. And we're living like this whole climate change agenda. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't want to say that we're not destroying the planet. We are destroying the planet.
But
We
in different
are,
ways. Yeah.
yeah, but what they're presenting to the world is a different show. I heard that you saw the news these last 2 weeks where two airplanes had uh, turbulence like in the air.
The crazy
People got
turbulence. Yeah. Yeah.
they're blaming it on climate change, man.
I
They're
saw
saying it was
that.
they're blaming it on climate change, and there's people who believe that.
I
You
saw
know?
that. That was hilarious. I'm 200% sure it was like a military plane that flew in front of that plane, and they just like didn't catch the wake turbulence, and like
Yeah,
there was like lower air pressure, and the plane just fell. I'm
yeah,
200% sure that's what happened. But the
yeah,
point is like climate change, man, climate change.
yeah. But
Of
climate change has to do with the reasons they're looking for to lock you up in your house. Make
course,
15-minute cities. You're not allowed to go around. You're not allowed to
carbon
use your
taxes.
visa. You're not allowed to use your Visa card if it's 15 minutes from your house. So you have to do everything in your neighborhood so you don't move a
Hmm.
lot. So we can save the environment. And all new vehicles must have this is a new law coming to Greece. All new vehicles must have tracking systems and microchips on them and cameras. And, we need to control everything. We want to move to digital currency so you cannot use your money unless you obey to everything we say to you. If you
Hmm.
say anything that is against anything of our agenda, you cannot receive your salary, you cannot spend, you cannot exist as a human being. It's moving towards there, and it's obvious. And you fight with people when you say these things, and they look at you weird, like, is this guy not in the mental
Crazy.
hospital?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you're like, but
you,
it's written here, right here. You can see it. It's in the
you can,
law. Like they published it.
yeah,
They told you.
yeah. They told you it's in the news. No, they don't want to hear that. So not only we have to fight the system, but we have to find the sheep that believe everything that the system says.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Today's fun fact: I learned that shitposting is an anagram for top insights.
Who thought of that?
I don't know, but I came across it today. I was like, excellent. That's gonna be good for the show.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. I think we covered more or less everything. What else have I got here? Oh, I've got this old photo. Prigozhin fighting off NATO in Kosovo last year. Obviously, it's not Prigozhin. It's one of the first memes I made. Follow the
Yeah.
Working Brother on Instagram. Also, follow John Woo everywhere that I will link below in the description. John, is there anything you would like to say before we round this episode out?
Uh, what can I say, man? It's like I wish people could wake up so that when we wake up and we unite, put away small differences because this is another trick they do. Uh, when we were going through the whole COVID thing in Cyprus, a lot of people got united against what was happening. Yeah. And we all of a sudden we felt strong, like we're thousands. And then I don't know what happened, but the whole attention was directed to the small differences between one group and the other group. One group was going against the system, but also with some spirituality in it. The other group didn't want to, they didn't want to have anything to do with God and this and that. And then the other ones were thinking to politically use this opportunity of gaining strength and numbers to use it to create a political party. And then the other ones didn't
Yeah.
want to involve politics. And then all of a sudden, a strong group uh, became opponents of each other, and all the small groups were fighting each other. And I was like, because I was part of those groups, I was like, guys, did you realize what's happening? We were a group united against what they're doing to us. And all of a sudden, we're talking about fighting each other about each person's agenda, into gaining this power and this movement. You know what I mean? And I left them, and they all got destroyed by themselves, and they did whatever they did without any problem. So not only you got people who agree and you might unite, but they managed to find all the things that can separate them to stay separated, and they don't see the biggest picture. So having faith into people rising up and uniting against what's happening, I don't think so. I left all my faith and hope into God because I know He is the one who is in charge of everything, and He allows things up to a certain point sometimes so that people can wake up, like a surgery. You're feeling pain and you're going through pain and you're suffering, but you need to do it. So now we're living the times where we're eating our own shit, basically. We are enjoying the world that we have created, and we're seeing for ourselves that it's not working. And of course, we know who's creating the problems, and their agenda is, let's create so many problems to them that they will accept any solution that we give them. But their solution is the devil. Our solution is God. So we're using the power of connecting with God and praying with God, and we see God in our lives, especially in our days when there's so much evil. God is replying to us more easily because there is a balance that needs to be kept. So God is indeed helping the people who seek Him. You know what I mean? So in general, all I'm gonna say is, like, people, wake up, use your common sense, and find the truth out, because the truth, like the Bible says, shall set you free.
Excellent message. And remember, God wins in the end. Bottom line. All right, John, thank you for stopping by. Thank you again for all this music, now that I have a chance to thank you in person. We'll schedule another talk sooner or later. Everybody who stuck around to the end, thank you for sticking around. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Thank you.
No worries. We'll talk again soon.
And you will receive some new music soon, all right?
Definitely. We'll talk right after. All right.
Okay.
Peace out, everyone. Have a good one.